Alrighty. Alright. Who wants to recap what happened last time?
Well, found a dead body, and there's a weird space cat thing in the vents, so that's neat. I think that's
And
basically what my character went through.
indeed. And Jukes snuck down to the ruins and found himself a not dead body and helped, I think his name was Dave, and helped him back to the colony and spied a bit of what Sean was up to.
Well, Sean was moving Robinson to a transport that was going off-world. Robinson had to be, restrained and then put into a cryo sleep chamber to go off-world. And he had to go to Richardson to get police report to reflect what the company wanted.
Yeah. And then Ransom did some stuff too, I think.
Yeah, discovered or actually didn't discover the dead body. I came across the dead body out on, I sort of investigated the dead body at the request of Timmy, and then sort of deduced that either someone had gone through a lot of trouble to obviously stash a weapon in the vents, or something had gone through them, and yeah, I think that's kind of where things left off for him, as far as I can tell.
And while no one's certainly made any connection in the story, and it hasn't really been explicitly said as much out of story, it seems possible that Dave, the survivor from the ruins, may have also been the same who was no longer surviving that Sharp found. But that's just
That's
hypothesis.
speculation and hearsay.
Hearsay, a theory, if you will.
All right. So. Let's turn this down a little bit, actually. There we go. All right, so. Ransom, you had left everything else up to the rest of the deputies to kind of like clean up and do stuff, and more or less went home for the night.
Yeah, Richardson had basically ordered me to.
Okay. Jukes, was there? I don't think there was anything else for you to do, so I assume that you eventually had gone home and gone to sleep.
That is correct.
Okay.
Because the next morning, the intended plan is to be Sean Anderson's bodyguard, question mark, for when he goes with back to officially scope out more ruins on, I guess, business.
Business.
I believe the term you're looking for is meat shield.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was gonna say escort, but that has poor connotations.
Well, you're getting paid either way, so.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Hey, now I'm sure Sean has standards.
No comment.
No comment. Exactly.
That's a nice bet. We'll just put it that way.
All right. Let's see here. So, Sean, I want you to give me an observation check at a -2.
Fire. It's 2.
All right.
1 success.
You are woken up in the middle of the night. To Yuki getting dressed and looking like he's in a hurry.
John's going to rub the sleep out of his eyes. Sick. What's going on? Where are you going at this hour?
Emergency call. Apparently the rescue party came back and they have injured.
Rescue party. Oh. Alright. Okay. I mean what rescue party?
There was a expedition a few days ago, at least so I'm told, from with one of the science teams, and they ran into some trouble, and so some of the other Marines went out and to go retrieve them, and apparently they are injured.
Okay, well, be careful.
Just out of character, is this the same group that we did the side mission on a couple sessions or so ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Yuki says, like, go back to sleep. I'll call you if there's anything important.
Yeah. Sean's not going to go to sleep. He's going to go over to, once Yuki has left, he's going to slide out of bed, put a robe on, and draft up a little message to
You keep cutting out a little bit.
oh, yeah, he's going to send a message over to Vargas. That's who's, Vargas.
Yeah, Vargas.
Just a very simple message that the returning search party has injured. FYI. It's sent.
Okay. You don't get any immediate reply or anything like that because it's likely that Vargas is asleep at this time too.
Yeah.
Anything?
Sean will need to make breakfast and make himself some coffee. Their own brew, not the Wayland Uchani garbage, out to all their lowly employees.
Smuggled in some of the good stuff for yourself.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's like 1 a.m. right now, so, well, the equivalent of like 1 a.m. colony time. You're usually not up for another like 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once he gets himself situated and has his breakfast, his coffee, and he'll put on some casual clothing and kind of head down towards I'm guessing they would come in by the ship terminal, this rescue party. or would they come in by rail?
So they were coming back via the busted up APC.
Okay. So he is going to go down and just kind of observe, eavesdrop as to what's happening as the stuff's, as they're unloading and people are coming to pick them up, that kind of thing. He just wants to get his own eyes on what's going on down there.
So
Was he snoopy?
by the time you get down there, okay, so they would be coming in like the garage where vehicles are parked are located under the labs.
Okay.
Okay. And by the time you even got down there, like any unloading and everything like that has been completed, and it's pretty pandemonium. You can see that, like, let me, because in the labs, I think they still have a little. I forget if I made specific little med labs in the laboratory itself. I did not. Okay. No, I did not. Okay. So yeah, they're like wheeling the injured to the actual like medical bays and everything like that. And by the time you get, like I said, by the time you get over there, let's see. Okay, so you get down to the med lab, and Yuki sees you and asks you, "What are you doing?"
I am a representative of Wayland Utami. I am just observing what's happening here.
I see.
You
Well,
don't need to pay attention to me. You need to pay attention to your duties.
Yuki looks at you, and he just kind of like gives you like the raised eyebrow and whatnot. It's like, don't get in the way. I know how you like to stick your nose and stuff. Just stay out of the way. I need to actually do my job here.
And Sean will just kind of furrow his brow and then raise both of his hands up, kind of like a surrendering posture.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. And he'll comply with that. But he's not going away. He's just going to observe.
Right.
And I think what Scott said, I think that would be applicable. Exhaustion. But that's up to Peter.
Yeah, actually, give me a stamina check to see if you are exhausted or not.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. You haven't, like, this is the first time you've, like, had, less sleep than normal. The coffee's still, in your system and whatnot. So you're not quite feeling it just yet.
It's that special brew coffee. That's what it is.
Got a bit of death wish in your stash.
Right. So what's going on here? Like, what would he be seeing?
So you could have sworn that there was a slightly larger Marine contingent that was left, even though like a fairly large one had left or is on the way to be leaving, because they would actually still be up on the cruiser. waiting to go back to Earth. But you could have sworn there was at least like, somewhere between like 8 and 10, but you see like one or two actually up and about in the med lab itself. And then you have like medical personnel going in and out of some of the rooms. You don't hear any like screaming of pain or anything like that, so it's probably good, safe to assume that painkillers and other sedatives have been given to the injured.
And so in these rooms, would he be able just to kind of walk by and glance in, or are these sealed rooms or rooms that have been draped over?
Like, so when you go to like a hospital and whatnot, and like you can't actually see into the rooms except for maybe like a small window in front of the doors or on the
Right,
doors.
So this isn't like an emergency room where it's kind of open and you just have curtains dividing.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so these are actual rooms.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's divided up. There's usually like 3 or 4
Yeah.
beds divided by a curtain in each room.
Okay.
Attention all Andromedans. This station operates
Yeah,
in
they
near space
they didn't think there'd be a whole lot of like triage needing to go on here, despite it being a mining colony.
Yeah. Sean would most likely stick his head into one of those spaces and just trying to see if anyone's like cognizant of what's going on.
Mhm.
Not completely doped over. Would he see anyone there that's coherent?
So like there are like I said, there are a couple of the Marines who are not injured
Oh, okay.
who are there.
Well, he's going to not grab. He's going to kind of tap the shoulder of the first one he would see of these Marines that are not injured, not bedbound,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he'd just say, "Excuse me, soldier, what exactly happened out there?"
Apparently, there's some aggressive wildlife out there, and some kind of uh, not really sure. It's just there's some fucked up shit out there.
And this wildlife was able to take out your unit.
It's not anything really seen before.
Yeah, I'm not being critical of you or your unit, of course. I'm just, from a company standpoint and from a colony standpoint, if there's a threat like that, we need to take extra precautions to guard everyone here, don't you think?
I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem here. I think, again, and this is just an assumption, some speculation. I think they just stick to the area, the little oasis area that we found them in.
Oasis, you say?
Yeah. He looks around for his other marine friend. Let me see which one. Let me find which one was which. Real quick. Notes. Okay. Yeah, so he looks around and is like, Sosa, tell the suit what was out there. And one of the other Marines comes up to you and it's just, we we were responding to this distress call from the expedition party. They were apparently investigating a hotspot that they found, or at least that's what the briefing says, and ran into some trouble. So apparently, we found the trouble that they ran into. All the scientists died. The Bishop android was destroyed. The lieutenant there came back injured, and as well as a couple of other guys. One of them died as well. But they seem to be somewhat intelligent in that they messed up our APC and we weren't able to get back. We had to cannibalize parts from the other one that got overturned about halfway. And but
You said they're semi-intelligent. What do you mean by that?
I mean, it seems like they can at least have like some basic problem-solving skills.
And what are creatures?
No idea, man. It's not like I have the Idiot's Guide to Alien Species.
And Sean will kind of laugh at the joke. I mean, can you give a description of these creatures? What do they look like?
One type we saw was a humanoid, and I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know if they stripped the scientists of like their clothes or something like that, but they were wearing their clothings, even though it was all like messed up and everything like that. And then there was this other creature, like totally different looking, just ran on all fours and pale, fleshy, smooth, kind of slimy looking, big old bulbous head, and a tail that like a harpoon almost.
Sounds horrific.
I guess, like I said, it was pretty fucked up.
Yes. Sounds to be that way. Well, thank you for your time, and I'm glad you made it back safely. What was your name?
Sosa.
Sosa. Thank you, Sosa.
And they go back to kind of like just conversing amongst themselves.
I was going to kind of give a wary look at the other Marines that are in the room that are being attended to, and kind of bite his lower lip and then exit out of the medical space and go over to the offices there. Send another message over to Vargas.
Okay. What's the message, Jay?
The message will just kind of briefly say that the Marine contingent encountered extraterrestrial life, possibly intelligent life, two different species. One that was pale, bulbous, ran on all fours. Another were attempting to mimic the scientist personnel by wearing the clothing. Advise caution.
Okay.
Send.
Okay. So is Sean gonna be up pretty much for the rest of the morning at this point?
It's probably what, 3 o'clock or so by now.
Yeah, probably let's say like 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Call anytime.
yeah. He might go back to their place and try and get some sleep before the rest of the day starts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
All right. All right. So the next morning rolls around. And Ransom, when you wake up, you have a message waiting for you.
I'm gonna turn it on as I make some coffee.
Okay. It is it's Head Marshal Richardson, and the message says, Ransom, forget your coffee and get down here ASAP.
All right, I'll do as the man says, and I'll get there as fast as I can.
Okay. So you get down to the marshal's offices here. I assume you just go straight to his office.
Yeah, I mean, unless I see anything worth making a detour for.
I mean, on your way, you see that the because you have to kind of like pass through the med lab area here. You know, going through this way, coming from the colony stuff, and you see that the med lab is bustling a bit.
I see. All right, well, I'll pick up the pace and get to Richardson's office.
Okay. So you get into Richardson's office, and he looks at you as all like, "What the fuck is going on around here, Ransom?"
Well, I mean, I don't have full context, but I have theories.
We got two murders of the same MO. Not sure exactly when the second one happened because the crazy fucker is already up on the ship, so who knows if or when he did that, or if somebody else is just crazy as him. And we got the Marines coming back with less than half of who they have left.
That a fact. So the second murder, you're talking about the man in the Hab complex, right?
Yes. He's definitely gotten the report on that from the other deputy marshals.
Gotcha. He says, "Well, if it's possible, I'd like to speak to the Marines. Just to put things together, I guess."
Yeah, well, I don't think you're getting in with anybody in the med lab, but there's 3 of them left right now, including the one that was left behind from their little rescue mission.
Really?
They're probably in their barracks.
So what's going on in the med lab right now?
That's the injured ones who survived the rescue mission.
I see.
A couple of them are missing some limbs.
Hmm. Well, I didn't think this rock was that hazardous, but I'd be interested in talking to them if they're available.
Well, you're more than welcome to try, but I, in my time, I have come to realize don't fuck with the medics unless they want you to.
I see. Well, I'll go over to the med lab and knock on the window pane. Do my little wave.
Mm-hmm. So are you going like so this big area here is is the actual like uh where they keep patients, and then you have like a lab area right here, and then you have like the offices right here.
Sure.
So where are you going into? Where are you like going to? Into
Okay.
the actual the actual medical area. Okay. So you like the doors in there are like automatic like open, right? You can just like walk in, and when you do, one of the med techs looks up and sees like, "Can I help you, Marshall?"
I was looking to debrief these Marines if possible. I think uh, I've got a hunch that they might be able to tell us something very pertinent to what's been going on around here.
Well, you're probably not going to get much from them. They're all resting now. They're kind of they're they're put under at the moment. Make sure that they get their rest.
Were they not able to sleep normally?
Oh, it kind of helps to have some assistance when you've recently encountered heavy trauma.
I see. Have they given any reports about what they encountered out there?
Apparently, there's some kind of alien species on the planet, but they seem to be contained at the moment. That's just from what I overheard, anyway.
In that case, I need to talk to one of them, even if we gotta wake them up.
The medtech looks at you as oh, like, look, I'm not waking them up. There are awake Marines over in their barracks. You can go talk to them.
Let's see here. Give me one sec. Can I use? Can't remember if this system is like Apocalypse World where you can't say that you're going to make a roll, but can I use manipulation to try and talk this guy um, into waking up one of these guys?
Let me see. Let me look at your sheet real quick. Okay, so you have at least one rank of medical aid. So like you know that in order to wake them up, they would actually have to like inject the like basically give them a counter agent to whatever sedative that they're currently under.
I see. Hmm.
You don't know the specifics of it, but you know at least that much.
Right. Okay. And where are these surviving Marines that aren't casualties?
The tech like told you that they're in their barracks.
I see.
So
Well, then I'll start heading that way.
say over here.
Yeah. Out of admin.
Mm-hmm.
Barracks.
All right, so you get to the barracks. There's a total of 3 people in there.
All right. I knock on the door, or the door frame if I'm already in.
Mm-hmm.
Say, am I interrupting anything?
All right. One of the Marines, Crow. You've seen Crow a lot the last few days, because she's been the only one that was kind of left behind, kind of, patrolling, quote unquote.
Mhm.
So she looks at you and is all like, "What's up, Marshall?"
I say, oh, hold on. Oh, sorry. Uh, he'll say, I was hoping to ask some questions about what happened out there.
One of the other Marines kind of like says, like, "You and everybody else."
Yeah, I bet word gets around in a small colony like this, but I just need to know the exact nature of what it is you ran into out there.
Attention all Andromedans. This station operates in
They all kind of look at each other and
travel and communication.
then look back at you and says, like,
Attention all
"Look, we haven't even been formally debriefed yet, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon because our chain of command is currently fucked. The lieutenant there missing an arm. The Sarge is dead. Three of our buddies are dead too. We're all that's left at the moment."
Hmm. Okay, then just can you answer one question for me?
Maybe, maybe not.
Whatever you ran into out there, did it burst out of people inside of them?
They kind of look at each other and like back at you confused. Like, not that. That we didn't see anything come out of anybody.
Did you find anyone with a exploded chest cavity?
These are pretty pointed questions, Marshall. There's something wrong?
I think there might be. There's been a lot of shit going on in this colony while you all have been out there. I think this colony might be in more danger than we realize. But I need to know precisely what it is we're dealing with.
The stuff we ran into was like, they're humanoid, but they're definitely monsters. And then there was like some kind of animal out there as well. It's like white, smooth, shiny looking thing.
Damn. Well, I appreciate your candor, all things considered. I would stay frosty if I were you. I don't know where things are headed, but I have a bad feeling.
Wasn't there an old movie that says you're not supposed to say something like that?
Yeah, well, it is what it is, I suppose. In that case, I'll be headed back to maintenance to inquire about any reports or anything of things that might have happened in the tunnels or in the air ducts, and see if they have anyone or anything that can sort of search them.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Jukes and Nelson, you guys have, gotten up for the day, had, your breakfast and whatnot, come down and are about to say about to just kind of like get your day started, and when the rumor mill is in pretty full swing at the moment. You kind of like both hear what happened to poor Dave and whatnot, and hearing a bunch of different things, everything from that he committed suicide, to being murdered by some crazy corpo, and all the way to like even like hearing stuff that he was just silenced because he found something out that he wasn't supposed to. There's a lot of hearsay and varying information about the populace.
Oh boy.
Dave, that sounds. No, it couldn't be. So, when you were talking about hearing the rumor mill, could we say there's like the story narrative convenience that like both Jukes and Nelson are in like the same hallway hearing these rumors?
I mean, y'all can be walking down. Y'all could be riding down the elevator together if you wanted to.
Sure. Well, if Steve, if you're cool with that, I was gonna
Role play.
role play that.
I am indifferent.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, here in the rumor mill, Jukes is wondering, like thinking to himself about that name connection. Turns, for all he knows, random guy happens to be Nelson. Hey, you know anything about this Dave guy getting murdered?
That was the same guy on the floor, same floor, right?
So you didn't know his first name or whatever, but you had like the you just had like a name on his like jumpsuit and whatnot of like, which just has his last name on it, which is Gravel.
Oh wait.
So
Oh wait. Okay. Are you talking about the guy that died, or are you talking about his character?
So, as far as Jukes knows, there's just a rumor about a guy named Dave who died, and he's wanting to.
No, yeah. So are we talking about the name on Dave's jumpsuit, or are you
yeah,
talking about
the so you didn't see what the guy's first name was. You just saw like his last name, which is on his jumpsuit and everything which was Gravel.
Yeah.
So Jukes doesn't know what Dave's last name is. You don't know what Gravel's first name is.
Okay.
But it could very well be the same person, considering the rumor mill that you're hearing and recent events. You can probably put two and two together.
No, yeah, I didn't know if we were talking about fucking the. I'm sorry, Jukes' character's last name.
Oh no.
Jukes is his character's last name.
Yes. Yes. But it's like I got fucking twisted there for a second. So
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
All good.
A lot of vague names, but all right. Who what? It's still like last night, basically.
No, it's the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both like getting up to do our day's stuff, and we happen to be in the same elevator and hearing the rumors. And Jukes is my guy's turning to you, and he's like, "Hey, you know anything about this murdered Dave guy?"
Dave, wait, was there two murders, or is it just the one?
I've only heard about one.
Okay. I guess that was his name. I don't know. But yeah, I guess you could say I know a little about it. What's up?
But what do you know? I'm trying to figure out what the facts are.
So basically, a lot of screaming happened. I walked out of my room. Tried to see what was going on. So I went into his, but the screaming had stopped before I got in.
Wait, shit, you were there?
Yeah. Yeah. I was basically the first person to kind of show up and see what happened.
Holy shit.
So, I walk in, and he's in his bedroom, and his whole fucking rib cage essentially looked like it exploded from the inside out.
That's funny, really. What happened?
I'm not fucking with you. It's, I don't know how else to really explain it. Something else in the room basically moved, and I'm assuming it may or may not be in the vents.
What the fuck?
I mean, take it or leave it, but that's what I saw.
What does this guy look like, the dead guy? And I know you, as the player, don't know, but I'm through the GM. I'm trying to figure out if Jukes can put two together, like the guy that Nelson describes to Jukes. Is
Right.
it the same guy?
I mean, through his blood-soaked and viscerated description, it vaguely
Yeah.
sounds like the same guy that you helped.
Okay, not 100%, but it sounds like there's no conflicting. Like, oh yeah, he was a white guy and he found a Asian guy, or that kind of difference.
I guess I could just give a vague description of what I saw. I wasn't
Yeah.
too focused on the guy himself, but I was more worried about whatever was out.
Yeah.
Whatever was not made of a person.
Yeah, exactly. It's all like, I mean,
So to
he
speak.
he looked like,
He looks like he was pretty fucking dead.
he looked like a man.
But yeah.
Does Nelson wear like a jumpsuit or something that has his name tag on him?
I believe so.
Yeah, I
Good.
mean, like,
I assume most people have some sort of ID on them.
yeah, like
Right.
the typical like colony garb is like, the one piece like, mechanical overall thing
Mhm.
with a name tag on it.
Okay.
And then like, the Wayland Yutani logo under it, or whoever they're directly working for.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say
So-
conveniently the elevator dings, unless Nelson,
Yeah, I mean, like,
But I guess I could just like have Nelson be like, but don't go running around. I mean, that is exactly what I saw. But you didn't hear this from me. And if you try to tell somebody, then they're probably gonna think that you're insane too. But I'm just leaving that out there.
yeah, that's sound advice. Thanks.
Yep. Just watch yourself. And Nelson takes his leave.
Yeah, same.
all right. So some stuff that like everybody is hearing these various rumors and stuff like that, right? Sean, you're hearing about it. Ransom, you're hearing about it. Just like there's a lot of talk going on, because there were quite a few people that quote unquote witnessed it, right? There's a handful of people that were outside of the guy's apartment. Two guys actually went in, and then you know how telephone eventually works.
Indeed.
You guys are also hearing about people talk about sounding like there's something in the vents, and they think that maybe a rat infestation might have come in with the last ship rotation, possibly.
Ah, yes, the space rats.
Mm-hmm. And some of
Bring
the
in the space plague. Sorry.
and then like some here and there, like some people are kind of like very uneasily thinking that they feel like they're being watched from somewhere, and that they swear that they're seeing like stuff move in the dark corners where there's like not a whole lot of light and all that other kind of stuff. So that's pretty much a lot of the first day afterward. Is there anything specific that you guys want to do?
Well, before that, I meant to ask this before and forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of us had any of those freaky ass dreams again since the last time you mentioned, or has it been normal as far as we know?
You haven't had one recently.
Okay.
Outside of Jukes having the waking one he had when he was down in the little cave area. But yeah.
Waking one.
Yeah, so what you remember when you went down into the cave and found the guy, right?
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, you didn't
familiar.
have really like a waking dream or whatever, but yeah, you just had the same feeling of
Gotcha.
the dream.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to check. Yeah, as far as Jukes is concerned, I mean, he still has a job to do. He's supposed to meet up with Sean Anderton.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nothing specific now at this time.
Okay.
Other than that.
Sean, what are you doing then? Where are you at?
Sean's emerging from his slumber, probably heading down to the office. He'll check his computer to see if Vargas has responded.
No, Vargas has not responded.
So, out of character, Sean was putting together a team to go down to examine this black orb thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the ETA for that? What was that to happen?
I remember. I want to say it was probably within probably like two days or so to get everything like squared away.
Where are we in that timeline for that?
So trying to think about it. I think you would have been scheduled to do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
However, it is very possible that recent events may have put a chink in those plans. Because when you were going to set it up, there weren't people being murdered about.
Right. So I think Sean since he's not heard back from Vargas, has Yuki come back yet?
Actually, yeah, Yuki is actually coming back in as you are getting ready to leave.
Okay. So Sean's getting dressed, prepping himself for the day. Said, hey, so what's the real story down there? Those Marines.
I mean, you questioned the two that were down there, right?
Well, I did, but I didn't get to see what kind of injuries were with the ones that were brought back. I mean, what would have caused those injuries?
It looks like they were attacked by something, and kind of based on what they were talking about, is some creature of some sort.
Creatures. The Marine I interviewed, questioned, noted that there were two very different creatures that they encountered out there at some kind of oasis. Did they mention anything to you about that?
This station operates in linear space. Please refrain
The best I could get out of them was
from
some,
communication.
and I quote, big fuck off monster.
Very descriptive, very
Attention
descriptive.
all Andromedans.
Okay, so Sean will take another sip of his coffee.
Please refrain from
Um,
using hyperspace travel and
Yeah,
communication.
that's about right. Foul creatures. Did your team happen to get any kind of a sample of these creatures, like any kind of DNA or anything about these creatures? Like any of the injured? Did they have anything on them? Any foreign tissue?
Not that I could tell. I was more worried about making sure that they didn't die from shock. One of them was the Marine lieutenant. Another one was a pilot.
And what happened to them?
Well, they were missing part of their arms. Looked like they were ripped or torn off. Definitely a lot of force was put on it.
Oh my God. How nasty. Well, I have some leftover breakfast there in the refrigerator if you're hungry. But I'm going to go down and get my day started. So I will see you later tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go crash.
Bye.
Later.
And Sean heads down to the office.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and move over there. All right, so you get down to your office eventually, and everybody is down there. Like every single blue collar worker that they have working is at their desk and running around and trying to get as much information in or out, or keep information from going out as possible. They are definitely all trying to keep a head on the situation. You actually see one of your buddies. When you look over to Vargas's office, you actually see one of your buddies. What's his name? Edward Hart in Vargas's office.
Art.
He after a few minutes, he does walk out. Kind of a thoughtful expression on his face. Do you get his attention, or do you just kind of let him, do his thing? Or would Sean get his attention, or would Sean just kind of leave him alone for now, based on the situation?
I think Sean would probably stand up from his cubicle and just kind of motion over to Hart, and kind of come here, hey, come here.
Okay. He sees you, and like his face brightens up a bit, because you guys actually haven't really seen each other since you got off the ship.
Right.
So this is the first time that you guys have actually been able to converse in any sense since arriving to the colony.
So
It's like, hey, Sean, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a while.
I know it's been super busy. What's going
Well, lots of stuff going on, and they want to make sure that that no information is getting out that they don't want to. So they want us to make sure that that the cybersecurity aspect of it is tightened up.
Yeah, makes total sense. What did Vargas have anything new to say about any of this?
Not a whole lot. I don't really know much of what's going on. They just said to make sure that any incoming and outgoing transmissions are heavily monitored. They don't want anybody getting wind of this before they know what they got.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, listen. So he'll come around the desk and give him a hug and say, in the next couple of days, I'd like to make you and your wife dinner up at our place. If you'd be okay with that.
Oh yeah, man, that sounds great. You gonna make those little sandwich things that you always do?
Yeah, obviously. You bring the wine and I'll make the food. How about that?
Sounds good, man. Actually got in a bottle of 22 smuggled in that I haven't even been able to open yet.
Well, I think this will be an appropriate time to open, don't you?
Most definitely. All right, man. I will see you later.
All right, see you soon. Bye.
And he he gives like a little wave and then like goes off into whatever it was that he was going to be doing.
Yeah. So Sean's going to kind of slink around to kind of make it look like he's not looking in Vargas's office, but make it, that's what he's really doing. I just kind of glance in to see what she's up to, as if he's like walking across the office aisle with another destination in mind, which there isn't one.
Right. You like look in.
She'll-
When you like look in, you kind of like see her just kind of like leaning on her desk, like head in like one of her hands, brow furrowed, just kind of like rubbing her on her temple a little bit.
So I'll lean over to the door frame and kind of knock. And are you all right? Are you okay?
What do you want, Anderton?
I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to help out.
Honestly, I'm not that sure at the moment. It's we've got so much shit going on right now, and I don't know. This was literally just supposed to be some easy ass monitoring job, more or less, and now we got not one but two murders of Wayland Yutani employees, and we don't even know if the second one was done by the first. So we might even have another person running around off their rocker, just eviscerating people. And got the marshals down my throat because it's getting it's something that we might not be able to keep a lid on for very long. And I mean, and of course, everybody's already talking, so we have to, yeah, we just have to keep everything, we just have to keep everyone sane at this point. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, do you trust these marshals?
I mean, I trust them as much as any other of the marshals. I trust them to do
I
their
know.
job, and I trust them to do their job adequately and within the purview that we need them to.
That's fair. That's fair. What are we going to do about this expedition with our scientists, which are now dead?
Oh. Well, that's the thing. We don't really know exactly what happened out there. The only ones that do know what happened out there are the Marines. And unfortunately, the USMC is a separate entity from us, so we don't have any direct jurisdiction on everything that happened. They've told us what happened to our scientists, that they dead from some, and I quote, big fuck off monster. They said that our bishop unit's destroyed, but they don't really have any other information besides that. So the only thing left to find out what would happen to them is to send another expedition out there to find out what the fuck was going on.
And who would go on this mission? I mean, if these fuck off monsters can take out a unit of Marines, they would make short work of these marshals.
Well, normally that's what the Marines are for, to escort our people out there to protect us from said big fuck off monsters.
Do you still want me to take an expedition down to the bottom of these ruins? Or do you want that to be put on hold for now?
Oh, God damn, I forgot all about that. As far as I'm concerned, any other projects are on hold until we get this situation ironed out. Doesn't help that I haven't been given very much sleep as of late anyway.
It's the stress.
Something. I don't know. That's personal bullshit, Anderton. Don't worry about it.
Of course. Well, however you would want me to move forward, I would happily oblige your directive.
Just find out what you can. That's what everybody's doing right now. It's basically damage control.
Oh, did we know about any indigenous life here on this planet prior to the colony being constructed?
Are you asking me or are you asking character?
Oh, this is in character.
Character. She said no. Scans did not show any kind of life forms such as that, but they didn't really do a down to the kilometer detail. So who knows if they missed something.
But when I interviewed one of the survivors who were not mauled by these creatures, they mentioned some kind of an oasis, and I thought this planet was pretty. I didn't think it would sustain any kind of oasis like anything here. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, that's what the expedition was about. One of them apparently popped up on the satellite scans, and so they were going to go check it out.
Of course. Well, that explains it. Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Vargas, and I'll be over at my office if you need anything.
Yeah. All right. And she kind of like goes back to looking like she's going to do something, but it's one of those things like when you just kind of like pick up like a something just to look at it, just to maybe find something that you don't know what the hell it would be.
Yeah.
All right. And then shortly after that, you see one Brooklyn Jukes come into your office. Jukes, you walk to the executive offices, and it's busy as hell in here.
Yeah, this is not what he expected. I think Jukes is probably going to put two and two together when he goes up to Sean Anderson, and he just turns, like, he goes up and he's like, "So, change of plans?"
Oh, aren't you perceptive, Jukes? Do you have access to any type of low-riding shuttle? Not a freighter, but something, a shuttle of some kind.
GM?
You do not have a personal vehicle of any kind, if that's what you're asking.
But I mean, would they have access? They being Wayland Yutani, would they have access to any kind of like a, not quite the marine dropship type thing, but just something kind of like a low riding in atmosphere vehicle to get from the colony over to someplace else?
Yeah, no, there are like some vehicles like that, but they're not like the only long range vehicle is the Marines APCs, and there's only one of those left now, and apparently it's not in the best condition and needs repairs. But otherwise, there's like there are small vehicles that people use to get to and from like the atmospheric processor.
Sure. But in order to get to the Oasis, it would have to be a long range vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, there's just the shuttles that that are used to go to and from the colony to the station up in orbit.
Would the station have anything like that that Sean could lease or borrow or whatever?
I mean, like I said, there's the shuttles. That's about it.
Okay, I didn't know if there'd be anything up there that they could send out or not. Well, Jukes, we're going to put the ruins on pause for now, and we're trying to reassess what we need to focus on here.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy shit is going on.
What have you heard exactly?
I heard from a pretty reliable source that there was a guy who died from something bursting out of him. Sounds like some real scary shit.
Bursting out of him?
Yeah, and he's like saying this in a more of a hushed tone. Yeah, man. I thought the guy was shitting me, but I could tell.
And who was this?
I didn't catch his name.
I mean, was this the person that was killed, that the body was found down at the ruins?
Wait. No, I don't think so.
Well, where was this?
Yeah. So, Jukes, you definitely saw that body when you went down there.
Yeah.
But Sean doesn't know you saw the body.
Right. No, he's like, no, this was something else.
Oh, well, what? Oh, so where was this body at, Jukes?
One of the residential places.
Oh, I don't understand how something burst from his body. Like a like a firearm, or I don't understand.
The way I heard it, something I don't know, man. It didn't sound like any sort of firearm. Something stranger.
Well, what happened to the body?
The guy didn't tell me. I
What?
assumed it was tied up with the marshals, maybe.
Oh God. Ooh. Sean will roll his eyes. I don't have a very high opinion of these marshals. Do you?
No comment.
Hmm. Well, no comment is a comment. Oy vey. Well, Jukes, if you could secure some kind of transport out to this oasis where the scientists had met their demise, I'd like to take a look at this place to see what's going on
Attention
out there.
all Andromedans. This station operates in linear spacetime.
Well,
Please refrain from using hyperspace travel and
that's not going to be
communication.
easy, but I don't want to be here, so I'll see what I can do.
All right. You have my number. Let me know what you find out, or if you need some type of leverage. I'm sure I could provide that for you.
Understood?
And Sean will walk him out, walk Jukes out of the office, and Sean will head over to the marshal's office.
One last thing before they
Yes.
part. He's just going to be like, and hey, if anything goes down, you know who to call to.
You can count on it.
And then they part ways.
My lovely meat shield. Yes.
My lovely paycheck.
Right. Their rage brings me joy.
Okay. Is Nelson doing anything in particular during this time?
Unless if he's working, I don't know. You might be trying to like. I don't know if he would be trying to lay low or trying to get with some of his friends and just relax a bit, I guess, because this is like what it's not the next day, but it's the like it was the other day that it happened, right? So I don't know.
It's technically last night.
Technically last night. Okay. But no, yeah, he hasn't had to fucking go down to the mines since they breached through that shit, so I guess he's not working at this point.
Okay. Well, you do get a call from your buddy Kyle.
Who fucking boy? It's Kyle. What is up, Kyle?
What's up, man? Where you been? We should go out for some drinks again.
Yeah. You know what? Why the hell not?
Awesome.
Where y'all? Where at? When at? I guess I should say.
It's like, yeah, man, we can go just hit it up later tonight. I mean,
Alright.
they're not having us do any of the mining right now because of all the shit going on, but we're still on call, so we can't necessarily, kick back a cold one at the moment. But hey,
yes.
man, 5 o'clock still 5 o'clock.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? I'm sorry, I saw the gift.
Fuck is up, Kyle?
But yeah, cool. Sounds good. All right. I guess I'll see you then.
Awesome, bro.
Chaw, dude.
John, yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Oh, shit.
But otherwise, you're not really like doing anything in particular?
Not really. I guess what Nelson could do is check on the ventilation because he'd probably be paranoid at this point a little bit.
Okay.
Well, because he did spend maybe an hour or two trying to securely, slap some things to the vent and make sure that nothing was going to budge. Should
Right.
anything trying to be on the other side. But being around people would probably be a good idea for Nelson. Not like isolated.
Right.
Hey, alien
Okay.
isolated. Wow.
Finger guns. All
Gotta
right.
keep the space cats out, yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, Ransom, what are you doing?
Well, I was gonna head down and sort of see if I could get any assistance in checking out the those air ducts, or see if there's like any centralized areas that might be accessible.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like, you can go and find, like, a maintenance worker or of any of some kind to easily enough to get that done for you.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Okay, so you're gonna find a maintenance worker to send into the ventilation. Is that what's gonna happen here?
I mean, I mean, Ransom will go into the ventilation shafts himself if there's basically just needs to know how to do it, because those 2x2, shafts aren't easily traversable by someone of Ransom's size. But there are other ways of just checking the duct system just to look for evidence. Do it.
Okay, so you want to check specifically the area in the in the habitat area.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, like you're able to find someone specifically to do that. They'll lead you up into the move over to the thing here. So this like whole little section right here is basically like maintenance shafts and everything like that goes all the way up and through all the way up and through the habitat area,
Right.
or the living areas.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, the maintenance guy will bring you in there and start kind of like showing you around all the hatches and everything like that. It's all like, so what do you need specifically, Marshall?
Well, I just need to just have a look. I just need to visually check any of the I guess what you call them, inputs or outputs, points of I guess you would call them. The name's not coming off the top of my tongue, but just check and see if there's been any activity in these shafts. I think there might be some sort of vermin or possibly someone's cat that might have made its way through these tunnels. But I just want to make sure that there's no evidence of that happening.
Nice cat. Somebody actually smuggle a pet onto the colony?
Hard to say at this point. That's why I'm doing this check.
Right. Okay. So he like so on the ground floor, like you can see like in these areas like the start of like the elevator mechanism and everything like that. Some of the what looks like kind of like the air circulation units and everything that actually keeps stuff moving. It's really loud in here. You know, actually, let me see if I can find. I do have a thing for this, actually. Let me find it. I think it's this one. No, not that one. Yeah, I think this one will work. Let me load in this sound real quick, and then we'll keep it moving.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't know if I can hear it. Hold on one second.
I need to. I'm adding it into the thing right now.
Gotcha. There we go.
So yeah, this is a lot of the background that you're hearing right now.
All right. I'll just have him. Well, I mean, I'm assuming there's like a ladder or something. that goes
Yeah,
up.
like there's spots of egress to like go up and down the shaft and up and down the shafts and everything like that.
Yeah, so I'll be going up there, like going through those like flashlight to check for anything
Yeah.
out of it.
I will turn it down just a little bit. Excuse me. So yeah. So as you like get up there, he's like pointing stuff out and kind of like he's showing you like how all of the ventilation like spiders off into the various places. Like if you go to the second map there, he's like kind of like you can see like how each little section kind of like basically goes off like in different directions to, you know, the
Yeah, the
into
apartment.
yeah into the area.
Okay, well, I'm going to specifically go up to the floor that the murder took place at, and look for, just see what's up there.
Okay. All right. As you get up there, go ahead and give me an observation check, since you are actually like specifically looking around for shit. One. All right. But I mean, that's enough to find something, right? That's all you really need. Or actually, are you using your investigation skill, or are you just?
I'm just looking. I'm not using my investigation skill right now.
Okay. All right. So you're looking around all the stuff. You know, you and the maintenance guy are just kind of like looking around. He's like, "So what are we even looking for? Like, do you even know?"
Not as such. I'm going to call this guy, let's say his name is Morris. I don't know Morris, but I'll know it when I see it.
And as you're like shining your light down one of the shafts, you see like this like crumpled up something. Looks like it could be like cloth or something like that down the shaft itself.
I pointed out, is it how is there any way to, is it within arm's reach, or do we have to like figure out some way to fish it out?
It's a good ways down there. So like I would say you're probably like, you know, looking in like right about here. It's about like probably like that far in.
Gotcha. So maybe a good 20 feet.
Yeah, 20, 25 feet, and then you can see that like the vent does like a kind of a a T-junction thing at that
Sure.
point.
And it's too big or it's too small to fit into.
I mean, let me see. It might require a roll. You could fit down it, but it'll definitely require a roll for you to manipulate yourself all the way down.
I don't want to get stuck, so I'll ask Morris if he's got like a fishing tool or like some sort of grabber that can reach into the shafts. So I think I see something in there.
Like, what do you? He goes back to his like, how far down is it?
20, 25 feet.
I don't have anything that long. You might just have to crawl down and get it.
All right. Let's see. Any tips on navigating these little shafts?
Yeah, don't get stuck.
Well, let's see. I'll sort of try. I'll using my great direction sense. I'll have Morris sort of go like see if he can like basically go under where that around under where that detritus or whatever it is. I'll go into the shaft and if I have to like come down through the ceiling or whatever, if there's any place, or if I have to shimmy back out, I can do it. But I think what kind of roll would that be?
Agility, mobility roll.
Oh yeah,
You
If
do.
you are-
You do also have a story point.
that is true.
You could
All
use your
right.
story point here to go in and get it.
Fair. I'll do it.
All right.
All right. All right. Story point spent. He's going to go in. He's going to delicately make his way through the thing to grab it. He'll have like a plastic, airtight bag that you can seal the evidence in.
Yeah. So like Morris like gives you like a little kind of like thing to like kind of like one of those just like a little like grabber fork thing that you could use that'll give you like an extra like 5 feet of reach.
Yeah.
So you crawl in there, you're shimmying through. It's really tight fit, you're constantly kind of, jostling the thing and making that noise for the people above you.
Sam fucking fish right now.
Make ghost sounds. Oh.
And you eventually get to it, and as like you reach out and start like pulling it back, whatever it is, and like it starts to unravel, and it's very, very slinky, and seems like it's kind of fragile, and it's like you kind of like pull it. You're not really able to like get it close to you until you like kind of shimmy your way back out. But as you like, you pull it out, and you're holding it with this thing. It's it looks like a really long piece of like cheesecloth or whatever. But again, it's like I don't know if you like touch it with your other hand to like unfold it or anything, but just like holding in the thing, it's like just like really big like limp, cloth like thing.
Well, if I've got a glove, I'll delicately poke at it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume you like, you think you might be like looking for something, so you put on like the latex gloves and everything like that.
For a second.
Yeah, Morris like shines a light over to you. Is all like, "What is it?" As you like unfold this semi-translucent material, you're not quite sure what to make of it.
As I don't know, I'm not quite sure what to make of it more.
So it looks disgusting. You found that in the vent?
I did. Maybe some sort of, I don't know. We got any mold problems out here?
Not that I'm aware of. Nobody's complained about any like strange smells or mold or anything like that. The ventilation's been kept pretty clean. You know, we got somebody that comes in like every 3 days to make sure that the scrubbers are working correctly.
Every 3 days, huh? Where are the scrubbers?
Well, we passed by some of them on the bottom floor. They're set about every 3 to 4 floors.
I see. You give me a tour of the closest one?
Yeah, it'll be like that'll be right above us, actually.
All right, I'll head up first. We just check it out. I wonder if maybe there's other weird stuff out here.
Yeah, so you get up there, you know, you see more machines and everything like that. The scrubbers are active and they're, you know, pumping in and out air.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So these are this is unit 6 and 7. You got 8 and 9 on the other side. But yeah, it looks like they're in top shape. Doesn't sound like they're grinding anything or you know, struggling or anything like that. So I don't think mold's an issue around here.
Well said. I'll do a little bit, just a spot check visually, take a look at it first, and then we can head back down.
Okay. Yeah, as you look around and whatnot, you're not really seeing anything out of the ordinary.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll just take the weird material and head back down with the Morris, and I'll be headed back to the med lab. If there's someone or someone in med lab who I know better than anyone else, then I'll be going to them.
I wouldn't say there's anybody in particular that you know more than anybody else.
Okay.
Well, would you want to go to the med lab or would you want to go to one of the biology labs?
Well, I mean, if there are any that aren't affiliated with Weyland-Yutani, I don't want to be handing this over to them.
Oh, they're all affiliated with Weyland-Yutani.
True.
But again, so is the med lab. This entire facility is affiliated with Weyland-Yutani.
That's true, but the at least the med lab is actually on Marshall premises, or at least in the admin. But yeah, just I'd love someone who has biology experience. You can take a look at this for me.
All right, so you're just gonna go to the med lab then?
Yeah.
All right. So you head into the med lab, and I guess you just find the first person that you can that's not doing anything in there.
Sorry, say that again.
So I assume you just find the first person who doesn't look like they're doing anything.
Yes.
Which is nobody. So you find the person that looks like they're doing the least of something.
Precisely. Someone who's doing the least necessary thing.
Mm-hmm.
I say I've got some martial business if you don't have anything better to do.
What a, you know what? Fuck it. What do you got?
Says I found something in the air vents near the crime, the scene of yesterday's crime, and it looks a little odd. I was hoping I could get your take on it.
Um,
Like I said, like basically looking for someone with forensics experience. Essentially, is what I'm looking for.
I see. Well, I don't know how much I can help you, but I'll give it a shot. You might be better to take it to the lab guys in the other building.
Fair enough. I'll want to get your take first, and I'll lay it out for him on a table.
Okay. So you're just like going to the lab area here and you like lay it out there. And the med tech is like, what is it?
That is exactly the question that I am asking. I'm not entirely sure. It was in the air duct.
She takes out like a pair of tweezer, like a pair of like long tweezers, starts kind of poking at it, and it's like, oh, it's kind of rubbery. So you found this in the air ducts?
Yeah, I don't know if it might have been something that was maybe stuffed in there, or maybe it was left there. I'm not entirely sure it has anything to do with our crime scene, but I was just following a hunch.
I mean, it could be some kind of insulation for all I know.
But does it seem artificial or organic to you?
Well, I mean, even the androids are all artificial, but they still seem organic. And this is kind of, I don't know, I would almost put this in the same category because I mean, it could be rubber, it could be silicon. I mean, I'm not sure. It's like just kind of poking around on it. And it's like I'm not sure what shape exactly it's supposed to take.
Understood. Well, you mentioned the science labs. I think that's probably my next stop. I'm curious about this thing. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll wrap it up. Take it with me.
Okay. Stick it in your plastic baggie. Ziploc.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm. So you head down to the labs. You know, you come into the security section right here, where a couple of your deputy marshals are posted.
Could you point that out again on the map?
Right here.
Oh. Gotcha.
So yeah, I'll move over here. So as far as the map goes, you came, from here, went down here, and then up that way. And
Gotcha.
So then now you're down right here.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll see if there are any. I'll head to the biosciences lab.
Okay.
Or life sciences, or whatever they're called.
Right. So you look in there's a directory, like as soon as you go in, right? And you look into you look at it and you have on the left side is all of the geology-based laboratories, and on the right side are all the biology-based laboratories.
Gotcha. Well, if there's a some sort of directory, or I'm not sure where I should head first. If there's like a reception area or something, or if there's a contact that the marshals have inside of the biosciences. If there's anybody who would do like forensic style stuff for us, I'd probably know who they are.
but I'm not sure.
So in the entire time you've been here, you haven't had to actually do anything like that.
Yeah, I think
So
someone on the book, so to speak, or like in our Rolodex. I'll be searching them out.
yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those things where you would have, if anything, gone through. You would have gone through one of the execs in the office area there, say what you need, and then they would have like assigned somebody to do so for you, right?
Right.
And so now you're just kind of like going in on your own on doing this because you don't want to go through all the red tape.
Yeah, precisely. And also, I have a feeling this is weird enough that that execs might take an interest in it, and I don't want to give it up until I know what it is.
Right. So the directory itself is basically kind of like the same as the map that you see here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like find like your way around, and so like you have basically these basic labels and everything like that on the map itself.
Sure. Well, I'll go around. I suppose if there are windows into labs, I'll be looking into them, or if there's just the nearest. Might as well just go to the nearest office for like a lab or a scientist's office and knock.
Right. So you're just gonna like go to like these first ones right here.
Sure.
Okay. So you hit the door open, and one of the scientists that is working in there looks up. So like, Marshall, can I help you?
Yeah, actually, I was looking to get some expertise or someone's opinion on some forensic evidence that I've acquired. I was wondering if there's anybody who had a free second.
Sure. I guess I could look at it for you. What is it?
Do you have a private place that we can take a look?
He looks around and it's like, it's all pretty much open air around here.
Gotcha.
And then he even kind of like, points up to the corner. You can kind of like see the security camera and everything like that.
Sure. I'll wave the security camera and move over to a nearby table and get out my plastic bag and give him the rundown and just say, was checking out the air vents in the Hab complex and found this material, but I don't quite know what to make of it.
All right, well, let's take a look. And he brings out like a specimen tray for you to put it on.
All right, I sort of lay it out neat and flat, as one does.
Yeah. He changes his gloves out and puts on some new ones, gets a few scientific little scientific grabby tools and all the other stuff, some forceps, and starts kind of just playing around on it with it, kind of looking at it. It's like, it seems like it could be silicon based, maybe some kind of insulatory material. I'm not entirely sure. Do you mind if I cut a sample off of it?
Go ahead.
Grabs a couple of scissors and just kind of snips off the one of the thinner pieces and plugs it under a microscope. They're like, it definitely seems like it might be silicon based, and seems like it's also organic. No, yeah, definitely some kind of organic silicon.
Have you ever heard of that before? Organic silicon?
Uh, maybe in the androids, but nothing naturally occurring, and nothing this small.
Yeah, I don't like it. Well, I appreciate your expertise and your yeah, you're taking the time to take a look at this with me.
So you hear an alarm going off in the facility itself,
Which facility?
the one that you're in.
You say any idea what that is?
Uh, somebody hit the alarm somewhere.
All right, stay here then. I guess I am the cops, so I'm gonna take a look.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bag up my my weird silicone sack and unbuckle my my service revolver so I can draw it quickly if I need to, and sort of head back out and take a look around.
Okay. So you hit the hallway. There's nothing there. Which way are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go back to security in the offices, see if I can find anyone, and if anyone, see if make contact with anyone, see if anyone has if anyone can tell me what's going on.
Okay. You go back into the security area. The marshals are getting their stuff together, and look like they're about to run to wherever it is that whatever's happening is happening.
And say, what's going on?
Something happened in 9B. We gotta check it out. It looks like somebody might have gotten injured.
Here?
Yeah, where you like point on the map there. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I'll take point. Follow me.
All right. So you get all the way up there, and as you like enter the room area here, you can kind of there's like a window that like looks into the lab right there, and you can see just like some sort of blood splatter on the desk and equipment.
All right. I'll draw my gun and load it. I'm assuming I get a point of stress.
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah. So as you round the corner here, you see another scientist kind of like on the floor there. Next, presumably, they're probably the one that hit the alarm as they are standing right next to it.
Are they alive?
They are alive. They seem to be in a state of shock of some sort themselves.
All right. I will sort of stand astride the door so I'm not entirely in front of it and open it.
Mm-hmm.
Gun sort of at the ready.
Right. And then you go in like, action cop, gun drawn and everything like that.
Perfect.
So as you go in, and you're looking around, you can see that there is definitely some kind of like, you don't have to like roll observation for this or anything like that, but you can definitely see that there's some sort of struggle that happened here. Again, there's like blood all around. It looks like somebody might have been shot. Based on, kind of how it's looking, there is definitely a trajectory of the way that the blood is going, and then a larger amount where a body was.
So there's no body there. There's just blood.
Yeah, and you can see that there seems to be a trail of some sort leading to the wall into the ventilation.
That seems about right. I will We'll check the there's the guy who hit the alarm.
Yeah, he's definitely in like shock of some sort.
I'll sort of tap him on the cheek and says, "Hey, hey." I'll get him out of the room and sort of into the hallway and see if I can get him back to a state of at least semi-coherence. Get him out of view of the blood.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell the
So you just like bring like over here in the middle of their room or middle of the hallway kind of thing.
yeah.
Attention all Andromedans.
I will feed you in a moment.
This station operates in linear space-time.
Cat keeps bothering me.
Using hyperspace travel to
No worries.
communication.
Yeah, so he's kind of he's
Andromedans. This station
he's still kind of shaken, but he seems a bit more composed.
is the frame for using hyperspace travel and communication.
He says, "Hey, buddy, I'm with the marshals. Tell me what's happening here."
I
What
I don't know what it was. I saw I walked in and there was just there's blood, just blood everywhere, and I thought I don't know if and he just kind of like, you know, points to the room as he's like, you know, kind of shakily trying to explain what he saw. And then I hit the alarm because yeah, it's yeah, I mean,
You did good. You did good. All right, I'll have one of my deputies here take you to med bay, get you looked at. All right.
yeah, sure, yeah, right, yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to have basically have my deputy take him back to the med lab. I'm going to go back into the room and take a look at that shaft.
Okay.
I will do an investigation if I need to.
Yeah, if you want to make an investigation roll, go for it. Three, not bad.
All right, well, there are exactly 3 questions that I can ask, so I'll ask all 3 of them.
All right.
So what happened here?
All right, so looking around, the first, you're kind of like, you know, piecing the scene together again, a la, you know, like Batman Arkham Asylum's, you know,
Sure.
style screen. You're able to kind of like place, you know, event 1, event 2, event 3 kind of thing, right?
Right.
So someone or something kicked out the vent grating on the wall and came into the room.
All right.
There was a struggle of some sort as you kind of like go to the point, because you can see, like, you know, knocked over lab equipment and stuff on the floor. Just, you know, it's a mess in here, right?
Right.
The victim was hit with something of great force that caused blood to spew forth in along the desks and some of the window.
Is there basically does it look survivable?
With the amount of blood that you can see around, you definitely think that this person is dead.
Gotcha.
And then you again see the trail leading like blood smear leading back to the ventilation.
All right, a snatch and grab. All right, and then is there anything hidden here? And if so, where?
Is there anything hidden here? You see what looks like a burn mark on the floor.
I'll take a closer look.
It definitely looks like something was it started melting through the floor. And looking around again, you see a scalpel, or what's left of a scalpel, looks half melted.
Mm-hmm. I'll retrieve it discreetly, bag it. And any details that are perhaps out of the ordinary here?
That basically covers that same thing.
Gotcha. All right. I'll get on my hand radio and call this into Richardson. Tell him that I think my hunch is looking a lot more likely. There's something in the ventilation shafts, and it is angry.
All right. Whoops. Where's the thing?
Tell him I've got not a witness, but a witness after the fact that's being brought in.
Right.
The med lab.
And I think we'll actually go ahead and end it on that note.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
All right.
What's with the baguette?
Yeah, what is with the baguette?
Because I
Some sick
bagged
baguette. Baguette.
God damn it, Steve. Alright, so XPs for the session. Everybody participated in the session, so you get 1 XP. Nobody did a risk or sacrifice to further a personal agenda. No life risking. Challenge or stand up to rival PCs. Doesn't look like there. Nobody did any panic rolls. Nobody really had a dangerous event per se to overcome. There was definitely some discoveries and or revelations though, so Ransom will get one of those. I'll just give everybody the discovery or revelation bit because everybody's kind of finding out little bits and pieces here and there. And no extraordinary actions were made, and nobody really earned any money. So 2 XP for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I would say that I did go into a small vent shaft, but I don't know if that counts as extraordinary.
You found evidence in order to kind of make out what, is happening and whatnot. That makes sense. I'm not sure how Nelson discovered anything this session.
I mean, like, for extraordinary action, but I guess it's probably not super extraordinary.
It's better than finding a, torn up shirt in the vent.
True.
Yeah, I'm just giving everybody like 2 XP because even though you didn't really do anything to find anything with that, like almost everybody else did, and I just don't feel like having you be left out of that, so I'm just gonna give everybody 2 XP total.
Makes sense.
Understandable.
All right. Well,
You made a significant discovery. That shit is going down.
yep. I think things are going to go downhill very, very fast. I'm going to
Um,
change my personal agenda to track down whatever's in the vents.
I
Okay.
guess I could probably change my personal agenda to survive.
Yeah, no, your personal agenda cannot be something like survive. It cannot be that vague. It has to be something specific.
I think Jukes is. I mean, I don't know how long he's gonna go in this agenda, considering what's happening, but I think his next agenda is gonna be trying to find a way to get to that oasis. Which, when you, as the GM, you said that was pretty much just the one remaining APC, and well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like, is it a good idea, like, to go in that direction just in general? It's like, yeah, let's go out there, have a picnic at an oasis where most of our Marines got fucking slaughtered. Sounds like a grand idea. I mean, well,
Out of character, that sounds awful, but in character, I think would be. I think that's-
Mm,
so
indeed.
does Sean still exist, like, in general, or is he essentially, like, still wiped off of the database?
What do you mean?
Well, Timmy did a thing.
Oh,
Oh,
no, I mean, he didn't,
um,
like, wipe Sean's, like, information or anything like that. He just, like, stole it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Sean was able. He rolled. I mean, I rolled high enough for Sean to rebuild most of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't quite get that part, but yes, alright.
Yep.
Alright.
Cool.
All right. Anybody got enough XP to actually spend at the moment?
Not yet.
I have 5.
Same.
All right. Does anybody want to spend any XP?
I would, but
I spent it
sure
yesterday.
what.
Or not yesterday, the other time.
Okay. Ah, yes, and gain a story point if you do not have one already.
Wait, can we only have one story?
You can
point,
only
or-
have for this game. For this campaign, you can only have one story.
Right. Right, okay.
Increase my observation.
Okay. So Jukes and Sean were the only two that had enough XP to spend on stuff. Looks like.
Yeah, Peter, I might have to get back to you on what I will be spending that on.
Okay. No worries. You don't have to spend it right now.
Yeah.
Gotta think about what it's gonna be.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, questions or comments, we will go ahead and end it there.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Yep.
I assume we're back to the every other week.
Yeah, we are back to our normally scheduled programming.
Right on. Cool.
Cool.
Yep.
See y'all next time. Take it
Okay.
easy
Yeah.
until then.
Later.
See ya.
Have a good night.